This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, March 12th, 2021, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, speaker, podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Minor.
And I'm dying because you sound like a rat crawled up your nose and just died.
Hey, let me tell you what's happening in Florida right now. When I walk outside in the morning, my car is yellow with pollen. I go get my car washed. The next morning, it's yellow with pollen. And so it's been like 5 days for me, man. It's like, I don't know what's going on. My voice got shot this weekend, and I was like hoping that by the time we recorded, it'd be better. But hey, sounded kind of sexy. I got to admit it. Just hey.
I was going to say it's very that baritone. I feel like people need to be calling into the show with questions about their love life.
Give us a late night Cameron radio host segment.
Hey. And all the breaks coming up, you're just me hearing Jodeci.
Yeah, hi, Cameron. This is Tim from Cincinnati. Listen, I made some really bad mistakes with my fiance. I was wondering if you could just play her one quick song from The Quiet Storm. Baby, come back, please. Please, Michelle, I'm so sorry. Baby, come back, please. What do you say, Quiet Storm?
Listen, y'all, I'm an advocate for instead of using chemical warfare, because that is unethical and it's evil, I think we should just throw pollen at people. Like literally just a pollen bomb. Like if you want to mess up something,
but it's
pollen, man. Just because I'm telling you, Tennessee. I tweeted this. I said Tennessee pollen will make you feel like you got COVID-19, anthrax, and you got bit by a zombie off The Walking Dead. You you don't know what it is. Like for real.
This is real talk. I didn't ever have allergies in my life until I moved to Nashville. The 2 years I lived in Nashville, something like broke in my system.
Yeah,
and
man.
The seasonal allergies there just broke me. And then now I'm susceptible to them. I'm telling you, Nashville, there's something in the air up there.
They're bad here too with Cedar. Cedar's bad here.
Well, listen, I got good news for you guys. You guys know I'm not a big oil guy, not in the holistic stuff, but when I find something that works, I share the love. Even if it's a little unorthodox.
We need it.
Am I going to have to be eating lavender drops or something?
No, it's precisely the exact opposite. It is like, those remedies try to use nature to fight,
this is going somewhere amazing.
So like those remedies use nature to fight nature. That doesn't work. Okay. Like you need something unnatural to fight something natural. It just makes sense. Okay. So, well, listen, have you guys been living that air fryer life?
No, but I feel like I'm the only one that's not.
I just air fried something this morning. I'm not gonna lie.
For real? Yeah, I don't have one.
I just air fried something this morning. It's amazing.
So here's my story. I saw this thing on TikTok the other day, and it was this thing that, how TikTok is. Things burn really quick, hot and fast on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Something trends for like an hour. An hour trending on TikTok might as well be top of the charts on Twitter for a week. Like things move fast. So if you missed it, I don't blame you, listeners. But there was something called the red bag hack that really caught my attention because I don't know. You guys probably know this because we're friends, but a lot of people might not know that I love Chick-fil-A dearly, dearly, and desperately.
Are you still doing 4 times a week?
I do many times a week. I don't want to divulge the number, but it is quite consistent.
You get the same thing every time? Sorry.
I'd like to mix it up a little. Sometimes I feel in the sandwich
3
mood.
Options.
Yeah, exactly. They keep it pretty simple.
Spicy, regular, or nuggets.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw on TikTok that there is a special bag of chicken that is, just coincidentally, the bag is the color of Chick-fil-A red that you can buy at the like European grocery store chain Aldi. Thankfully, there's an Aldi right down the street from me. And this chicken was evidently secretly formulated. This is the rumor on TikTok. It's a reverse engineered Chick-fil-A sandwich. And in Aldi, in the aisle like next to the red bag chicken, they sell buns that are like kind of buttered that you put in your toaster to make it a Chick-fil-A bun. So the hack is this. If you use this red bag chicken that's already pre-breaded, you put it in the air fryer, you have an exact replica of a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Now,
but what does that have to do with his allergies?
Here's the thing. I'm glad you asked, Eric. I'm glad you asked because I didn't own an air fryer, but I was like, Dana's my wife's name. I was like, dude, you got to hear about this Redback thing. I've already done the math. These air fryers aren't cheap, but the amount of money I'm spending at Chick-fil-A, this is really going to save us. Had a spreadsheet, made a business case. We got the air fryer, okay? Yeah. I've been eating this. You guys have heard me on...
You made this already?
I just ate one. I make them every day now. I eat these every day, Jamie. And so, Clark, you've been doing post-production on the show for a long time. In recent months, how often do you have to spend on my track deleting me going... like hacking up? How often?
That's where this is going.
You do make a
Clark,
good point.
Be honest.
I mean, realistically, it's been like maybe 2 times every sentence that you say. So
thank you. I've been struggling with allergies, Cameron. All of a sudden, I introduced this Redback chicken in an air fryer in my life. I'm breathing clear again, guys. I think my whatever's in there, whatever chemical compounds they use to formulate the Chick-fil-A chicken has jolted my immune system. It's like I can't wait to get the COVID vaccine, but I feel like I got an allergy vaccine and it's air fried Aldi's chicken. And I don't even know how the air fryer works because I first started investigating that. It's something with an air vortex. The more I try to understand it, the less I understand. So don't try to figure it out, Cameron. Just look, you got a birthday coming up.
I do. Next week.
Very soon. Yeah, this week.
We got to get him an air fryer.
Hey, I'm going to pitch in for this air fryer. I'm going to find one. I'll send the text around. We're getting Cameron an air fryer. And do you have an Aldi near you, Cameron?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh, it's happening, Jesse.
It needs to happen, and you need to try it and tell us if it cured your allergies because
so you're suggesting
it's been a miracle.
Not doing this because it's delicious. You're saying it's just
there's something medicinal about this.
Okay, all right.
I think Fauci laced the Redback chicken. I think I'm part of like a weird CDC experiment. Hey, also one other quick thing. You guys might notice I'm wearing my ORU basketball jersey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They going crazy.
Hey, they're going dancing. Okay,
They made it to the big dance.
They made it to the big dance first time since 2008. They also have this kid, Max Abrams, and I'm not going to do sports thing, but he's a leading scorer in the country. Guys, now's the time to jump on the ORU bandwagon. Cameron and I are both proud alumni, devoted fans of the basketball program.
What is y'all's mascot?
Them shots
I like to know
anointed,
mascots. What's y'all's mascot?
Expect a miracle. Golden
Eagles? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not the cross? What kind of Christian college is that?
Well, here, okay, on the basketball court, it says they paint on the baseline, expect a miracle. If I was a player, that wouldn't inspire much confidence. Like a miracle? Really? A miracle?
It's like really, it's a miracle if we win. Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you now, if I play for ORU, I'm chunking it from half court every possession. That's just what it is.
Expect a miracle.
Like, I'm expecting a miracle. Coach, you told me to expect a miracle.
I need a mat in my door that says that. So every time I walk into my house, expect a miracle. I like that.
I mean, it was pretty much everywhere at ORU. It was painted on walls and stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that vintage original thing that
we need it. I need it in my house because this is the miracle I need. Having boys, I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. If you don't know this, like adolescent boys are the most disgusting creatures
you ain't lying.
On the face of earth. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna put my kids out there like that, but it's just like, son, like, why didn't you flush the toilet?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no reason that you left this big old. Why did you not do it? I'll just be I'm so frustrated, and at the same time, I don't know if I'm going in full dad mode right now, and I don't know if y'all feel this way, but I almost take it personal when they don't cut the lights off. Like, I'm like, fam, why do you have every light on in the house? Like, you have the light on in the attic. What was you doing in the attic?
This is so my dad when I was growing up. And you would always get mad at me for leaving the lights on. And now that I'm a parent, you do the same thing. Like,
but the only thing is, it's just dudes just get worse as they age. Like, they never turn a corner. Like, it's never like there was a college, when I was in college, there was a wall in one of the dorms that was called the booger wall because dudes would literally just walk by and wipe boogers on it. It's like, what is wrong? These people are legally adults. They're paying, conceivably, are paying tens of thousands of dollars to be on this campus voluntarily. And are knowingly wiping boogers all over the walls just because, you know.
Yeah, this is at ORU? Y'all got a booger wall at ORU?
They didn't have booger wall when I was there. But hey, fun fact about ORU, Jesse. When I was a student there, our basketball coach was none other than Bill Self, who's now the head coach at Kansas.
Yeah.
He started out at ORU. Took us to the tournament every year I was in school. It was awesome.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, when I was there, it was Scott Sutton, who was, comes from basketball royalty. His father, Eddie Sutton, is a Hall of Famer. His career didn't end up like Bill Self's, but still.
Speaking of basketball, do you guys get into like March Madness? Like you're going to make a bracket, you're going to do all the things?
I've never not made a bracket.
I'm not a bracketer.
We would do office brackets and stuff, but like I never watched college basketball. I'm an NBA guy, but I'll watch March Madness. Like
that's my favorite March Madness show.
Usually I'm either watching it for like, the fun and, upset, clicking between all these games and just the energy of it all, those first crazy few days. But then I'm watching for future NBA players. Yeah. I'm like, I want to see these guys who I've seen on the draft, mock draft lists and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
anyway.
March Madness.
Here we are.
It's a fun week. It's a good week. My birthday, spring break for a lot of people. March Madness. It's going to be
crazy.
It's like the anniversary too for a lot of people of their last time they traveled, the last time they did this, and when the world shut down is around here.
No, directly. Like literally my birthday is March 15th. Last year, that was a Sunday, and March 15th was the last day like Disney and all the theme parks were open. They shut down for COVID on the 16th. So my son and I went. So I remember March 15 is the last day that the world was open and the world changed the next day. And then that's now this weekend. I mean, it's exactly been a year. And in fact, that may show up a few times on today's episode. It is a very significant 1 year marker of, a once in a generation kind of an event. And there's a few things coming up that will kind of commemorate that. And I have a big announcement. Today, listeners, kicks off a new era for this podcast. I mentioned at the end of last week's show that we had an announcement. And the announcement is this. Moving forward for the foreseeable future, who knows? Everything's flexible. We're going to be going back to one show a week, the Friday show, instead of the Tuesday and Friday show. For us as a team behind the scenes, we just felt like less is more right now. We wanted to do some more stuff with the show in each episode. And so we wanted a little bit more flexibility. And, we thought that the show we have some fun new ideas that we want to implement moving forward. And so we're going to go back to the Friday show. The Friday show will have a lot of what both episodes have had: relevant news slices, a guest, obviously, but we're going to start having a little bit more fun on the back end of the show. Listener interaction stuff, games again, stuff that like takes a little bit more time in the production process. And so if we're not trying to, push out 2 shows every week, we have a little bit more time to invest in this one episode. So we figured less is more, and we're going to try it, see how it goes. We'd love to hear your feedback. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast. Tell us what you think. And any, we just hear feedback. We're just excited about this next era. And, today kicks it all off. Our guest today to kick off the new era is one of Jesse and my favorite people in the world. Comedian Nate Bargatze is coming up today. He has a new Netflix special debuting next week. And so he comes on the show to tell us about it and trying to do comedy during the COVID era and a lot more. Don't miss that. It's coming up later. But stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Relevant News. You're listening to Japanese Breakfast. The song is Be Sweet. Well, today's episode is brought to you by our friends at UHSM Health Sharing. Did you know that March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month? Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. However, medical experts predict that 50% of all cancer could be avoided with better screening and early detection. Our partners at UHSM are hosting a month-long campaign called Steer Clear of Cancer to highlight the need for early cancer screenings. By getting involved in this campaign and donating, you'll be entered to win a trip here to Orlando and a private race session with Jarrett Andretti. You can go to uhsm.networkforgood.com or text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 757-530-5883 to donate. Check out UHSM Health on Instagram to learn more. All donations will go to the hashtag Check It for Andretti Foundation to support those unable to afford cancer screenings. It's a great cause. Get involved. Remember, go to uhsm.networkforgood.com or text GIVE to 757-530-5883 to donate. Check It for Andretti Foundation. Very cool cause. Okay, it's time for
Relevant News.
Please welcome to the show, Relevant Senior Editor, Tyler Huckabee, telling us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Tyler.
Lots happening at the intersection of faith and culture. There's always a lot happening on the Tyler Huckabee Relevant News beat. I did not have time to get a full piece together on the news that broke yesterday by our time about Beth Moore's departure from the SBC, which is obviously very big news. Probably the most prominent Southern Baptist in the country dipping out of that convention is news, and you can read more about that over at relevantmagazine.com. But today, what we actually want to talk about a little bit is this week does mark a year for most of us of COVID lockdown, and it's obviously a very big deal that is still a huge part of a lot of our lives. And we kind of wanted to look back a little bit at where we've been through and where we're going up ahead. So for many of us, 2020 really began in March of last year when the state mandated lockdowns kicked off the official beginning of our new way of life, masking up, social distancing, and learning more than we ever wanted to know about how viruses do and don't spread.
Not in Texas.
Well, depending on, for
they
many
don't
of
mask
us,
anymore.
For many of us, there never was a mask mandate here in Tennessee, so it's
Are you
obviously
serious?
one
Really?
either. Yeah, it never happened. Never
I told
statewide.
y'all they just stopped sending masks out here, boy. It's like they ain't gonna wear the
wow.
joints anyway.
Can't rescind a mask mandate if you never had one in the first place.
Oh,
That's the Tennessee.
no wonder it's
That's
taking
the
a
Tennessee
year.
way.
This thing could have been over in 4 weeks
I
if
know.
Tennessee would have gotten on the...
Wasn't my idea. Wasn't my idea.
Wow.
So as more and more people start to get vaccinated, things like hugging friends and hanging out with people indoors starts to seem like a real possibility in the near future, though big concerts and football games and going to movies probably still a little further down the road. Now, a year ago, if you remember last March, which seems like 5 years ago, obviously, we didn't know what we were talking about. The first few cases of COVID-19 started spreading via a few super spreader events like Mardi Gras, and we got word of high-profile cases like Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's, and it became clear to most people that the pandemic was real. And then as the death toll started ticking up, it became clear still that the threat was serious. And then as the lockdown days turned into weeks and weeks to months, it became clear that nobody really knew what we were in for or how long we'd be here. For a few months, we watched in horror as COVID-19 ran amok in New York City, where late April and early May found America's biggest city rocked with nearly 1,000 deaths per day average. LA and other coastal cities were similarly challenged before the virus creeped inwards to the South and the Midwest, where many rural communities were crippled in the wake of a shaky government response and early confusion that helped turn the U.S. into the global epicenter of the pandemic. Last February, Dr. Fauci predicted that, quote, as many as 90,000 Americans could die of this. To date, of course, 500,000 of us have. And I'm not saying that to criticize Dr. Fauci or any healthcare workers out there. Obviously, their courage and perseverance has been a real bright spot for many of us in the face of a daily death toll nobody could have been emotionally prepared for. And that's been very staggering to witness. It's for many people I know who listen to this podcast who are in the healthcare industry. I come from a family with a lot of healthcare workers. I've seen the toll that it's taken on them and really am in awe of how well you all have handled this and what
Tyler's
you've done for us.
downplaying the pedigree of his family. We're talking like Mayo Clinic doctors. His brother's a doctor. Tyler is the least accomplished person in his family by far.
I'm kind of the kid who went off to go into art school where everybody else got a real job.
Tyler, I don't mean to break into the news story, but I have a very interesting theory involving air fryers and chicken from Aldi that I'd like to talk to a medical professional about. I can talk to your father, or I know he works at the Mayo Clinic, or you can just put me directly in contact with his boss, because this one needs to go to the top.
We can take the former governor of Arkansas instead as a distant relation, but somebody who
Wait, are you really related to Mike Huckabee?
No, I'm not related to that.
Okay.
My dad, I think I've said this on the pod. My dad's name is Mike Huckabee, but he
That's
is not
so crazy.
But he is not that Mike Huckabee.
Does he? It's like the famous line from Office Space where the guy
Michael
refuses
Bolton.
to go. He refuses to go by Mike Bolton instead of because your dad could go by Michael Huckabee and really kind of. But if he's just doubling down and be like, no, because the guy from Office Space is like, why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks. Like on his Michael Bolton. That was his Michael Bolton logic. On why he wasn't just Mike Bolton. Or you know what? Sorry, you should just throw in the middle initial Michael B. Jordan style. Like he's not Mike. He's not Mike Jordan. He's not Michael Jordan. He's Michael B. Just tell your dad to be Mike
F.
Huckabee.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike F. Huckabee. Michael F. Huckabee.
Michael B could drop the B. Like Jordan is kind of enough in the rearview mirror that Michael B could become
That's
B
a
Michael
tough
Jordan.
one.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Jordan is still a multi-billion-dollar brand every year. So
Yeah. He's with Space Jam 2 coming out and everything. He's about to be back in the
and he's just had the Last Dance and all that. I don't think Michael B is dropping that B anytime soon. and I'm a Michael B. Jordan fan.
Oh yeah,
but
we
let's
all
just
love
call it
Michael
what
B.
it is.
Nobody's criticizing Michael B.
No,
here.
no,
He's gonna
no.
be Superman. He'll be all right.
Wait, what?
Supposedly, he's gonna be. There's like a rumor that they want to cast him. That they want to cast Michael B. as Superman.
What, Derek? What do you think of that?
I don't know, bro. I mean, we gotta give some other black people some roles, man. Like I love that. It's like R.I.P. to the GOAT, Chadwick
That's
Boseman.
funny.
But bro, they made my man Chadwick Boseman was everybody. I feel like white people, y'all find one black person, y'all gonna make him fit every role. It's like, all right, look, we gonna make him the next president, the next samurai. We gonna make him the next Irishman. I'm like, look, man, I'm glad he getting his money though. I never hate on a black man getting money, but man, I know it's more than one black dude out here that can play Superman. Bro.
It was like in the 90s, it was Will Smith, and then Michael B. inherited the Will Smith mantle.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh my God.
Will Smith, Wesley Snipes. Like, it's just like, it happens. It's just like they just go on a run. And
It
it's just
was.
like,
Every action movie in the 80s had Wesley Snipes in it. And then Will Smith became the dramatic 90s and 2000s guy. And now it's Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
My mind is blown right now. What is wrong with Hollywood?
There's only Denzel. They had Denzel for Denzel had a good run.
Yep, Denzel. Denzel is everybody, bro. Eddie Murphy went for it. It's just Kevin Hart. You need a funny black dude? Go get Kevin Hart.
Funny black dude is Kevin Hart. It used to be Eddie Murphy. You're right.
I heard an interesting comparison from the careers of Eddie Murphy and the careers of like Kevin Hart. Like I think there's some interesting parallel. Going from stand up to kind of these blockbuster. Honestly, one of the both of them sort of two of the biggest stars in the world at their peaks. But they those two guys in particular, I think are interesting. Kind of career studies, not just for Hollywood, but for comedy, because they're both been, so transcendent culturally in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
My mind's blown about this Michael B. Jordan thing. Like I thought, Derek, I expected, because the Superman thing is your thing. I would have thought you'd been like, man, he will be incredible. It'll transform the game. Michael B. Jordan as Superman would be amazing. And you said, there's other black men who need that role.
I mean, look, this is the thing. I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think if they have him there, he's going to be amazing. I just always think it's funny that it's like,
right.
It's almost like black people are like the Highlander of like videos. There can be only one. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I mean, come on, man. Like, and then also you get typecasted too. I feel like Denzel Washington played the same person for 20 years. Like, Just like, bro, let that man explore his range.
But I think the thing about Denzel that's interesting, since we're on the topic, is like he can be Denzel and just be like, Training Day, The Equalizer, any number of those, like where he just plays like sort of like a more sort of like bad A version of himself. But when you see like Fences or one of the films that he's been involved with behind the scenes, where, he kind of, I think he like produced and directed the stage adaptation, the big screen stage adaptation of Fences, which is like a multi-generational story that confronts a lot of issues with, race
really
and class. But you see his range isn't just, hey, I can be a guy who can kill 4 henchmen in a Home Depot with a, or what that scene in Equalizer. Like he has theatrical.
Oh,
chops.
He's the GOAT. He's to me, as far as if we're talking about from my generation of actors, when I'm like top black male actors, I'm either going him or Will Smith. That's just, for me, those are the two. Those are my two. Those are my two GOATs, personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you think Will Smith can do what Denzel can do?
Will's a good actor. Will's a good actor.
Ali was really, I feel like.
And my sleeper is Jamie Foxx.
Oh, man.
People really sleep
Oscar
on
winner.
how
his range.
Oscar winner Jamie Foxx.
People never give him the credit that he deserves. But I mean, he can literally go from being action star to Ray. And I think that he's a guy that gets really, really slept on in that combo.
Too uproariously funny. I mean, like he has
to being a stand-up and a sitcom. He started as he was a cast member on Living Color. There's a lot of, that'd be an interesting show for like an oral history.
He was a legit recording artist.
Yep.
Legit recording artist, a stand-up, a sketch actor. A sitcom star, he had the Jamie Foxx show on.
Jamie's unique in the sense that like there are people who have the range that they can do all the, they can jump into multiple lanes. They can sing well. They're funny. They can act. But Jamie is unique in that no matter what he's doing, no matter what lane he's in, he's better than you. Like he's one of the best at whatever it is he does. Drama, one of the best actors. Comedy, one of the funniest people. Period. Singers, incredible. Mimic, he can impersonate anybody. I mean, he's literally one of the best at anything he does. There are no talents like that. I can't think of anybody else that I would equate like that.
Yeah, he's extremely slept on, but yeah, those are my two, and he's a sleeper. I think it's just the only and to be real, we're talking about talent. He has the widest range out of all three of those.
Yeah,
but I think I think the thing about besides Ray. Like Malcolm, like Denzel played Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he's played so many endearing roles, and I don't think that's the only reason I wouldn't give it to Jamie over or him or Will. Like Independence Day Will, you know what I'm saying? Men in Black Will. It's like those are endearing roles. I don't think Jamie has a lot of the endearing roles
other than
have.
Ray and maybe Django. I'm not sure Jamie has that like all time.
Django's my favorite with him.
Yeah,
Django rocks.
Intense.
Obviously,
it's crazy. Django was out there. We just went on a rant. All right,
we're way off the COVID beat, but it's all good.
No. This is on the COVID beat because we've all watched so many movies and TV shows in the last year. We're all fresh on all this stuff.
Well, that's coming up. Yeah,
exactly. I've rewatched the catalog of most actors living right now. In the first months after I finished Tiger King, that was all there was to do.
So anyway, we did one where we can get back. I don't have a great transition lined up for this, but we'll just get back into it. Because we did talk about healthcare workers, which is obviously very true. And I did want to talk a little bit about where we're at right now, based on what we know about vaccine predictions in the U.S. And honestly, as of Wednesday, the day of recording this, things are looking pretty good. Current predictions are that the U.S. will likely have enough vaccines for every single American by the end of May. On Wednesday, Biden announced that the U.S. will buy 100 million additional doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which, when added to the supplies we already have from Moderna and Pfizer, means we will be on track to move from a time of vaccine scarcity to a time of vaccine abundance. Now, officials are still hesitant about putting a real timeline on when things will go back to normal. officially, but it's safe to say that that light at the end of the tunnel is getting pretty bright at this point. We can start talking about early summer, midsummer as sort of a time when we'll be able to see things look pretty different than they do right now for most of us. Not everybody, but most of us.
Tyler, no, one thing I have heard about the availability stuff is that I've heard that nationally, as of today, Alaska is the first state to officially open up to anybody who wants a vaccine, 16 and up as of today. Yes. And that
because there's like 12 people who live in Alaska.
Yeah, but by late April, I've heard that by late April, any adult that wants one will have a pretty easy access to get one. The May thing is that there will be enough out there for literally every adult. The challenge is going to be all of us who want one are good in late April. And then it's going to be convincing the rest of America after that. So it won't be a supply issue. So it may not be like late May, everybody's good to go, we have herd immunity, because that last 40% of America may take a lot of convincing. You know what I mean? So
and I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna be honest, because I mean, hey, and y'all can call me what y'all want to call me, but I mean, I'm very leery of taking a vaccine that they freestyled. And
you said earlier in the show, Derek, that you weren't going to.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, for me, I need to wait. I need to see, because I know for me as a black dude, just for obvious reasons.
Dude, there have been a lot of discussions. And I'll be honest with you, Derek, I didn't know about the historical, really egregious things that the government has done on racial medical experimentation, like the Tuskegee and different things. I've done a lot of learning over the last few weeks to understand the distrust that's in a lot of minority communities toward things like this, the vaccine. And man, I get the hesitation just systemically and historically. And I get it that you're looking for like evidence. And the good thing for me is that as time goes on and we're looking at all the people, 10% of America has gotten it by now. There hasn't been any sort of like scary negative side effects, right? I mean, we're all seeing that as time is going on. We're all getting a little bit more peace of mind. So that's what you're saying, is you're just watching. I'm not going to be first in line. I'll be toward the back of the line. I'm going to see how all y'all do. That's what you're saying.
But that's also just my personality in general. Anyone that knows me knows I'm not an early adopter of anything.
Oh, so I'm first in line for almost anything. I'm saying yes if it's new. That's my Enneagram 7
That's
side.
That's not me.
Yeah, okay. I'm always all right. Let me see how this plays out. Okay, like, I'm the person that that Xbox One X would be great to have, but I gotta wait until they work out all the bugs first. Like that's me. Only thing I pre-ordered that I'm like I'm gonna deal with it is I pre-ordered the Tesla Cybertruck. That's the only thing.
Did you really?
I did.
You getting the Cybertruck?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
The 8-bit, the Minecraft looking.
That thing is sweet.
I'm riding through the streets of Nashville like it's like we are in the future.
You are the person who can pull off that truck. My son wants me to get one. I was like, do you know how ridiculous I'll look? I have a Tesla, but I can't pull off that look.
I'm riding through the city looking like Mad Max. That is what I'm going to do.
Hey, Derek, real talk, because I floated this in my home and it's not going over well. Do you think I could pull it off, or do you think I would look ridiculous?
You look ridiculous.
Because mind you, I don't mind looking ridiculous.
I think it would be great, bro. I think everybody should get one. Bro. I'm a Cybertruck advocate.
Why not?
Eli, you need to cut me a check, bro, for doing this, bro.
I need you to be an early adopter. Of all the things, you're waiting on the vaccine, but you'll go for the Elon Musk. That man's rocket just crash landed last week.
That's okay.
Blew up.
I'm with it. Look, I'll do that because it's not in my body.
Derek, when Elon did the announcement about the Model 3, like the affordable Tesla back a few years ago, I was watching it in bed on my phone, and at the end of the presentation it was like, you can click here to reserve one, and I did. I was just like, I jumped in because I'm going, this is a revolutionary price point, the energy efficiency, all that stuff. I love it. Sign me up. And then I forgot about it, and like 2 years later I got an email, oh, your Tesla's ready. And I was like, wait, what? And I had to go pick it up. Like, I forgot. I mean, I knew that one day down the road, like, they would talk to me and I could cancel if I wanted to or whatever. But like a year and a half later, like, boom, the car's there. So that's going to happen with you in that truck, dude. One day it's going to be like, there's a truck in your driveway. You kind of forgot you
I better start working on my checks.
Are you so you're suggesting kind of my loophole here is I just go ahead and place the order, and then by the time my wife or anybody get mad at me, so much time has passed that there's like a statute of limitations. Like, listen, I don't know what happened a couple years ago after her podcast. They talked me into ordering one. Statute of limitations here. But just go for a ride and enjoy the truck.
There'll be bigger problems then, Jesse.
I'm an electric car like advocate, and I am so excited about the next 2 years of all of them that are coming out. I mean, you got that Hummer coming out. You got the Ford Mustang, the F-150. You got like Rivians coming out.
All
you got
electric?
All electric.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, GM, Volvo have both committed to completely electric fleets and just like within 5 years. GM's a couple years after that, but Volvo won't sell a gas combustion engine in 3 years. It's crazy. So I'm so excited. It's going to make a difference.
Can I ask a dumb question?
In the environment. Yeah.
Where do you just plug it in at your house?
In my garage.
And then how long will it go off that one charge?
300 miles. So I go to Miami and back. Or Miami. But 300 miles.
I remember this was in the before times. I think me and Jesse were down there together, and Cameron, Jesse and I were going out, and you threw the keys to the Tesla to me and so I took it out, and it's pretty intuitive. At first, you're kind of like, I'm driving an iPad here, but you get used to it after a while.
You're driving a video game. It's crazy.
One of the most humbling moments of my adult life was getting out of the car with, and Jesse, I think you were there for this.
I was.
And Googling on my phone, how do you turn it off? Like, there's no there's no key to pull out. So I'm on my phone standing out there like an idiot.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. I got so used to this. You just get out of the car, right? And as you walk away, like your phone is the key. So as your phone goes away, the car shuts itself down and blah, blah.
Yeah, but
listen.
This is my boss's very nice electric car that I'm leaving there on the side of the street in Orlando. I'm like, surely there's got to be something. There's a button, there's a toggle, you swipe
Tyler,
left.
you get so used to it that like, I will rent a car back when we would travel before COVID. I would rent cars, leave the key and walk away. And the keys are in it and the car's still running because I just forget. Running. Like you have to turn off a car now.
That's crazy.
Dude, I can't imagine your truck, dude. That's going to be crazy. When you get it, I'm coming up.
I'm excited. Bro, we're gonna go for a ride.
When will you get it?
Whenever it comes out.
I know. When's it supposed to come out?
It's supposed to come out this year, but I doubt it.
Hey,
to be honest, I doubt
Derek,
it.
please tell me you got the one that comes with a 4-wheeler in the back.
Nah, I didn't get that.
Good news, I got the truck in the 4-wheeler.
What?
I ain't get that one. That's crazy. But yeah.
All right, Tyler, so okay, vaccines, May. What else?
Yes, vaccine. We got all that, and that's really about all. The light at the tunnel is getting pretty bright. We are looking at things opening up quite a bit over the summer. That's obviously good news, but it doesn't really remove the sting of what's happened in the last year. I know there's been a lot of Zoom weddings, Zoom graduations, Zoom everything. I know a lot of us have had to miss out on memories of people we really care about. I know people listening to this, doctors, nurses, teachers, for goodness sakes, people who've had to go through a lot of things that they just were not prepared for, and really, really appreciate and admire your courage and your perseverance in all of this. And I also want to say something about people who had to say goodbye to family members and friends and people they care about. I know there's a lot of those stories out there as well. And this does go out to everybody who didn't live to see the end of this pandemic, and it also goes out to the people who did, which is everybody listening to this. So I think that things are looking up quite a bit. Things are looking brighter, but this has changed this as a country in ways that even with the experts that we've kind of interviewed about this and that we've reached out to talk to about this, asking what's next, I don't think anybody knows. We are in uncharted waters for this, but we are looking at a chance to finally start figuring out what the post-COVID-19 future for our country and for our church and for us as just as a society in general is going to look like.
All right, well, there's a lot more where that came from. It's obviously, there's a lot happening that we cover every day at the site and on social. But we thought it's exactly right now this week, kind of the 1-year anniversary of something that really will define this generation for forever. And so we just thought it was important to kind of reflect back and look ahead and talk about where we're at in the pandemic. So there you go. All right. Thanks, Tyler. Stay tuned, everyone. Up next, Nate Bargatze joins us.
Rapture comes, the angels sing. Neon signs of heaven intended be. See the judgment brings a jewelry. Primal screams whisper silently. Primal screams whisper silently, healing in the valley. Children smile through the misery.
You're listening to Gabriel's. The song is Love and Hate in a Different Time. But today's show is also brought to you by BetterHelp. 2020 was interesting, so let's do a mental health check-in. How are you? Really? What do you need right now? Therapy can help. Now, what is therapy exactly? It's whatever you want it to be. Get some tools to help with motivation, depression, anxiety, battling your temper, stress, dealing with insecurity in relationships or at work, whatever you need. It's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better because you deserve to be happy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. See if it's for you, because you are your greatest asset. Right now, Relevant Podcast listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/relevant. Again, that's betterhelp, HELP.com/relevant. In an era of TikTok gags and YouTube skits, Nate Bargatze has established his comedic career the old-fashioned way. Really funny jokes and storytelling. He's one of my favorite comedians, and he's been making people laugh for a long time. Jesse and I discovered him at South by Southwest 4 or 5 years ago. Unbelievable. So great. He's been on The Tonight Show. He's had a special on Comedy Central called Full-Time Magic. And now he's on his second special premiering on Netflix this coming up. It's called The Greatest Average American. We sat down with Nate to talk about the new special. Debuts March 18th, by the way, as well as his story, growing up in the church and all that, good Tennessee boy, and juggling comedy in the COVID era. Here is our conversation with Nate Bargatze.
I got a reversible jacket at home, and I have 2 of them because I didn't know it was reversible. Bought them at the same time. Tried them both on. Like the black one, thought might as well get the blue one too. Went and laid them up there, and I remember they go, "Are you sure?" I go, "Yeah, I think I know what I'm doing here, right?" We're doing homework too. Our daughters are starting to bring it all home. 1st and 2nd grade was awesome. 3rd grade, you're like, okay. They throw some stuff in, you're like, oh, okay. I have learned stuff.
Have you been working on new material? Is there lockdown material that you're going to try out? People joke about it on social media and stuff. You see little YouTube movies and tweets and things like that are funny. But then it's also, some people's lives were affected by COVID. Your life, for crying out loud, was affected by COVID. You had to postpone a bunch of tour dates, and that's kind of hard. Is it tough to find a way to joke about this stuff, or do you think it's cathartic for us?
No, I mean, you should joke, but I do. I did one thing on the Tonight Show, which has some of my Netflix stuff, but it's like some of the COVID jokes I was doing, and so you would see some people, but they're like, COVID's not funny, and like that kind of idea.
Yeah,
but it's like, it's like, yeah, we're all going through it. Obviously, people that are losing their lives and they're losing their loved ones is they're paying the highest price, and so you're not taking anything away from that. You understand that how awful and sad that stuff is, but you also have to be able to, people have got to make jokes when something this broad is happening. Humor is what gets people through a lot of things. Humor is making fun of a situation. There's a lot of comedians that grew up in I did not, luckily, but I know comedians that grew up in bad families and dad was not there and stuff, and they make fun of that because that's how you deal with it. That's how they deal with that, is they try to make jokes about it and make it light, and you don't let it just weigh you down. That's the thing too, is like doing comedy is I did COVID stuff, but I don't want to do too much. It's like, because people just need a break. Everything's too serious. Everything's political or whatever. It's blending too much in our regular lives.
It does seem like something where you're like in kind of a caught between a rock and a hard place, where if you're topical, if you talk about something that's happening in the news, people can get mad about that because it's not funny. You don't make fun of that stuff. But if you don't talk about it, then you're ignorant or you're not engaging with reality. So it seems like it's got to be if you don't want to get people mad at you, it seems like it could potentially be a really tricky balance to try to navigate there with fans. Yeah,
I mean, I've never been a I don't care about offending people. That just doesn't like excite me. Like there's some comics that love it and they love pushing the boundaries and all that stuff. You just want to be funny. I'm not saying I'll never not do it. I'm not saying there's not going to be a reason. It would have to come up naturally and organically that if I did something like that. It's hard sometimes. You feel like you do get caught up in thinking like, I should be saying something. I need to be, you always hear about this platform thing. It was like, you got a platform, which I think is insanity. It's like, my platform is being used to not tell you what to do. Just go live your life like that. Like I shouldn't be in charge of, you should never listen to me. I'm barely high school educated. I don't know what I'm talking about. So go figure out, everybody needs to do their own stuff. So it is tough. You try to ride that. I just try to ride that balance in the middle and, and then just kind of do that. The one thing I've ever done is like, I don't ever really try to make fun of the South in the fact that like, I am a defender of, just the middle of the country. I live here. I'm from here. I am the middle of the country. I mean, this special is called The Greatest Average American. I have very average American taste. Everything I go to Applebee's. I just go to the nicest one. That's the only thing that I can. But I don't. It's not like I harp on it. I don't go crazy. It's like you say a little thing here and there. During the special, I just say briefly. I went to a NASCAR race and everybody had masks on. Like just to kind of to say something positive about. Like I did. I went to a NASCAR race. They were wearing their masks. So, these people, they get blamed for not having their mask on. Well, I saw, and they did have their mask on. So, but then I made fun of a mask thing too. So you just do both.
Back before you started doing comedy or you were early into it, did people tell you like you'd be a great stand-up comedian? You're really funny. You should consider stand-up.
I was always doing some stuff with my dad. My dad is a magician and was a clown and did a lot of stuff. And so when he would do stuff. A lot of it was at our church. And so they would do shows. Him and one of our friends, Wayne Denton, they did this Ned and Jed. And they would be, one's Ned, one's Jed. They dress like hobos kind of. And they would do like a little sketch. And I would do some stuff sometimes with them and, little random stuff like that. It was trying to get laughs, I guess. But I don't think it was never like in my head going like, I'm going to be this kind of thing. And then in my senior year in high school, I would be funny. And I'd be funny, like, I wasn't the class clown. I wasn't walking into doors and doing stuff, but you're making little funny jokes, making fun of someone, making fun of myself, something like that. And so there would be some who'd be like, oh, well, you're going to go to Zany's. Like we'd always say that joke, like, oh, Zany's is Nashville's comedy club. And they're like, oh, you're going to go down to Zany's? Why don't you go sign up? And it was like, that was kind of the joke. So it was like a little bit of, it wasn't like this obvious kind of thing. It's like you're a kid in high school and you're figuring out what you want to do. And all this stuff seems, I'm living in Old Hickory, Tennessee, and none of this stuff feels like it's possible. You don't know. Luckily, I didn't have college and I really had no plans. So I could just go try something.
I was listening to, this was a few months ago, and I took on a painting project here at the house and just turned on a bunch of stand-up all day long. And it took probably a couple hours before I was like, man, I'm kind of depressed. I've been laughing all day, but these people do not seem like happy people. The people that I was listening to that particular day did not seem like overall happy people, even though I was laughing. And I know that's kind of a cliche about the stand-up community, that these are all very damaged people who are working through their issues through comedy. Is that a fair critique, or is that just sort of something that people don't really understand comedy say about comedians?
No, I mean, it's a lot of comics are like that, but there's been a lot of conversation with comics where you always think, I don't come from a broken home. Yeah. I don't come from this stuff. So like, can I not be them? There's comics that come from money, like that never were. I mean, I came from nothing as far as my parents didn't have money growing up. And so but it was never like a thing, they just worked and we did whatever. And then there's other kids that never once challenge, like have to think about money, and they're funny. So, I mean, some of it is, I think it is. I mean, look, a lot of comedy it's going to come from, either you're being dumb or an argument, or it's probably not the moment. Now the arguments can be pointless and who cares? But I mean, all comedy kind of comes from not a negative place in the fact that you're making fun of something, which is back to we were talking about earlier about people leaving with the COVID stuff. And you're like, well, that's what comedy is. Comedy is, I mean, comedy, if it was like, hey, everybody, we're all billionaires and everything's great. Like you can't, there's nothing. You got to have some kind of sadness. It's a tragedy equals time equals comedy. I'm just saying that completely wrong. Something like that.
My parents used to watch a show called Rescue 911. I remember walking through the living room, and I look at the TV, a guy has a ski mask on, and a woman is asleep with her feet out from under the covers, and he started rubbing her foot. I don't know what happened before or after, but I know I've never been able to sleep with my feet out from under the covers because I accidentally saw that 30 years ago.
But yeah, so comedy, I think comedy all comes from that kind of place, and it just depends on how dark of are they, I'm just talking about fights with my wife. At the beginning, when I had to learn I would do jokes about my wife. And I remember they'd be like, well, why are you even married? And it was like, well, and I was like, well, that's not how you're supposed to be taking this joke. And I had to learn how to tell it where it's like, you can tell that I do love my wife and I love my daughter and I love everything. And these are just the funny things that we're talking about. But you have to learn how to tell it like that, or otherwise it can come off where you don't want to be a loser. You don't want people to feel bad for you. I make fun of myself for being dumb a lot, but I want to be dumb in the fact that you're dumb and I'm dumb and we're all dumb and you laugh at it for that. You got to be like relatable. It can't just be where you start feeling sorry for me because you're like, this guy is just so stupid, And you got to learn how to tell it. That's something that you have to learn over time, is how to get this stuff across without people, feeling sorry for you or something.
You hear a lot of talk about punching up versus punching down in comedy. Is that something is that a rule you try to abide by too? Is that something you think about? Like, oh, is this punching down at mean people? Or is that sometimes it seems like that's kind of like a simplistic way of thinking about it too.
Yeah, I'm a big, I'm not for punching down. I mean, that's why I did all my jokes. Everything kind of goes through me. So if I do something wrong, if I mention something, it's like, I did it. I'm an idiot. I'm the dumb one. And you can either laugh at me or laugh with me because you've done it. But I don't ever want to point to someone in the crowd and be like, hey, moron, you're the dumb one. It's like, I am really against, I don't want to make anybody feel bad. That breaks my heart if someone gets their feelings hurt. Or, I would never want it in a million years and to something to be taken that way. I just don't have it. That's not, I don't know. Not that people have that in them, but it's like, that's why it's like, you just try to ride that line where like, let me make fun of myself and don't worry about, and you can laugh however you want to laugh. So yeah, I am a big, I don't like punching down. I'm really against it. I mean, that's what I've had a problem with. I think, it's like, that's the thing about being in the middle of the country. A lot of people make fun of people in the middle of the country, and that is the only thing that's kind of like, I've more and more, if I think about ever doing a show or is like, I try to really be like, look, I'm not going to do this to make fun of these people. Like, I am these people, and you can't just broad stroke all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd rather, punch up if you can, but I'll punch, you punch whatever's funny. So I definitely don't try to make anybody, I would never in a million years want to make a person feel bad.
It's fun when people move from stand-up to trying out some other things, sitcoms, writing books, movies, something like that. Is that something that would you like to move more in that direction? Do you have any ideas or plans to head out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm selling shows and stuff. I've done a bunch of them. They've never really gone anywhere. And that's a whole nother world that you got to get in. I don't know if people know, but like making TV shows it's a very long process, and it's not an easy process, and it takes a long time. And sometimes it can take a year to get it to a point just to get told no, which is crazy. And I always continue to try to do that. I will continue, and there's different stuff that I'm going to try to do. And, and I'll see what the next step is. I love that I can do stand-up now. I love doing these stand-up specials. I love touring. It is in a good place with stand-up comedy that I don't think you have to do those shows as much as you did. Like Seinfeld or Kevin James, Ray Romano, that era. I think those guys there wasn't as many specials, and there wasn't, now with Netflix, these specials they're their own thing. And you can be a stand-up comedian. And then if other stuff comes, it comes. But I definitely would like to try to do it. I definitely would like to get a show. The next step would be definitely trying to get some kind of TV show and figure that out. But all of it's for stand-up. I mean, I see myself doing stand-up until I can't stand up.
That was Nate Bargatze. Make sure to catch his special on Netflix. It comes out this coming week, March 18th. You won't want to miss it. Fantastic. And also, go read our full feature with Nate. We cover a lot more than what you just heard. It's in the brand new March-April issue of Relevant, which you can view for free right now at relevantmagazine.com. Click on the magazine tab. It's presented ad-free and for free by our friends at UHSM. Go check it out. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. Man, out of order. Weird. You're listening to Goat Girl. The song is They Bite on You, which I would assume goat girls do bite on you. Anyway.
Oh, gracious.
Goat girl. They bite on you. There you go.
All right.
I think that's just a goat thing in general. I think
not
that
just
could be
girl
Girl or
goats.
boy.
Yeah.
We're not saying that there's something wrong with girl goats that they bite on you. Boy goats bite on you
I'll
too.
be honest.
You about to step in it, bro.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Never been comfortable around goats. If I'm at a petting zoo and they kind of look at you a little cockeyed. They're a little, I don't know about that one.
A little wily.
Like that
I don't
goat
know.
yoga.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
All right, I'm really interested to hear your guys' perspective on this story. Derek, you in particular, because I know you're an investor. And there's a new investment trend, and I'm bringing two related news items. I'll keep it pretty tight, that both have to do with NFTs. So are you guys familiar with...
Very much. Very fascinated by NFTs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dope.
So basically it's...
Jamie's saying no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's very easy to explain. And listen, I'll just break down the acronym, and that'll explain everything. It's a non-fungible token, obviously.
Jamie, in the Bitcoin blockchain era, they have fungible tokens, which means there's many can be created. That would be like Bitcoins and other things. And so it's a digital blockchain commodity that you can purchase and own. But many people can own them. So then there's a supply and demand kind of, whatever. And there's a variable with fungible tokens. NFTs are non-fungible tokens, meaning there's only one of this item. So it's a digital item that you can actually assign ownership in the blockchain. And so there can be a provable ownership for any digital item, like a digital photograph, a sound, a meme, anything. Okay. And so they're taking off right now because, like people collect baseball cards or art, and the scarcity, the fact there's only one makes it valuable. That's happening now with digital assets, and it's going to be revolutionary for creators in this new digital era because it will allow them to assign tangible value to things that are now basically free and worthless because you can download and copy anything on the internet. There can actually be an owner of that thing now.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Still don't really make a lot of sense, but it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, okay, I got it a little bit.
It's going. I feel like even as I explained the two kind of news items around NFTs that were out this week. I'm
a participator, by the way. NBA Top Shot, right here.
All right, so in the sports world, one of the big things is you can purchase highlights and own highlights of sort of fantastic plays. And
very mundane plays have less value, like the ones I own.
Yeah. So the two kind of news stories is Jack Dorsey is selling his first ever tweet, which is, in case anyone's wondering, from 2006. Jack Dorsey is obviously, he's the founder of Twitter. His first tweet was just setting up my Twitter, and he spelled Twitter with no vowels. So it was a very 2006 tweet. Current bid for it is $2.5 million to own that single tweet. And Jack Dorsey does say he will be giving the proceeds to a charity. Now, the other big NFT news that came out this week as well was, the first kind of major artist to release an album as an NFT. So people are actually purchasing. So how it works is there's actually a ledger, so like an accounting ledger, but it's the entries in that ledger are encrypted and very secure. And so there will be a record of whether you actually own this thing or not in this sort of encrypted digital ledger. Again, it's all very complicated, but the band Kings of Leon are releasing their upcoming album as an NFT. Here is I want to read. This is from CNBC, who did an interesting story about this and NFTs in general. But here is a line from it. King of Leon is offering its album package with a vinyl and digital download for a token price at $50. It'll be released this week through Yellow Heart, which is a ticketing and music NFT platform. And will open for 2 weeks starting at noon. After that 2-week period, no more will be made. So I understand why they would want to experiment with distributing music in a different way. Grimes,
the artist Grimes, last week made millions of dollars selling some of her creations as NFTs.
Yeah, it's not too. What's interesting too. I mean, it's not too dissimilar, from what Wu-Tang did years ago before NFTs were really popular. Is they made a single, studio copy of. Yep. They made a single master of an album and sold it. In that case, it ended up in the hands of a pharma bro, Martin Shkreli,
or what's his name?
Yeah, in prison. But this NFT trend, it's a lot of people are looking at it as a way for artists to further monetize their work, especially in an era where a lot of things are free and streaming. I have my suspicions and doubts about how effective NFTs will be for selling music personally. I think once people are used to getting something for free, it's very hard to get them to pay for it. But
Jesse, this is, I got to disagree with you, man. I think this is going to be a new economy, and this generation coming up, this is going to be part of just how currency works. And if you look at it, that same line of thinking, people were saying that about street art in the early 2000s. It's just worthless. These are artists, but it's free. Nobody will ever, and then Banksy's are getting taken off of walls and auctioned in the high fine art world for millions of dollars. It's people are applying value to something because of the scarcity of it more than it is. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's not that I don't see that. I understand the business model. I just personally am skeptical in the case of music specifically that it will revolutionize how people consume music. I
can ask a question about music.
Yeah.
So when I want to listen to a new album, I'm an Apple Music person. I just go and find it and then I listen to it. Mm-hmm. So what changes? I have to then go.
So it just, I think this would be my only application that I see that. So one, I don't think the average consumer may change, but the thing about being an artist, you don't make and break your career off the average consumer. Grateful Dead say you only need 1,000 real fans to have a career.
Wow.
And things like NFTs will allow your super fans to get that one album for whatever price they deem its value. So I think that you don't really have a thing like that. And also think about it. I think we're kind of a little bit older, but this generation has never experienced the idea of going to the store, grabbing something, attributing that value. So I think there is some value in the fact that they've never been able to say, I have something exclusively that no one else has.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
I
it's
think that's
exclusive. That's what makes it what it
not
is.
necessarily. I mean, like, not necessarily because, like, let's say the digital assets, we're talking about music, but let's say like a highlight clip, which NBA Top Shot is doing, or a digital photo or a meme.
Yep.
You can NFT that meme. Millions of people can share that meme on their Instagram. But the difference is because of the certificate of ownership, it's like I own the Mona Lisa. The reproductions of the Mona Lisa you can buy for $30 and frame it. And you can say you have the Mona Lisa, but I know that I have the actual only Mona Lisa, the true Mona Lisa, and I can prove it with this documentation. Mine is priceless. Yours is worth $30. That's going to happen with all this digital art, music, and whatever. A lot of people may have it, but you are the one who has the true one.
Right.
And you can prove it in the blockchain, and that gives it value. And in fact, some of the things that if a meme goes wild and millions of people know this meme, it actually drives up the value of your meme because now I have something that everybody knows and I own the true one. Even if everybody can download it and see it, whatever, it's like there's this, I own it. I have something that nobody else has and therefore it has value.
But why would I want to own it if I could get it for free?
It's an investment. It's
you
a
make
difference.
money back on it?
It's a difference of buying fine art originals or buying reproductions to hang in your house. One's an investment and one is for aesthetic purposes, and it could be the same painting, but one's real and one's a reproduction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think where I see things like NFTs, and look, I mean, this is a new model and people are kind of figuring out what they want to do with it. But I think if there are cases where access to certain art is restricted to, people who own, in this case, they're selling a limited number of these NFTs for a shortened period of time, my fear, like what I read a couple things about why Quibi didn't work, and there's a ton of reasons. Quibi was that streaming platform that was released at terrible timing because it was making short form video content that was meant to be consumed on commutes. And it was released last year around this time when everyone stopped commuting, everyone started working from home. But one of the other major kind of things that people looked at is access was so limited that, you couldn't share in everything was unshareable. And so nothing from Quibi got memed, right? Where, right now, the first thing Netflix does when they release a new show, like Murder Among the Mormons, a new kind of 3-part true crime thing that dropped, right? The first thing they do is on their Twitter account, release screenshots with captions from the show of one of the interesting characters and memify it. I mean, this is why Tiger King came, what blew up or any other pop culture thing is not because it was inherently popular. It was, but it was fueled by meme culture. It's the same thing. Like, I think honestly, the reason why Drake is, has had the career that he's had is because he is not just not just because he's a musician and songwriter skill, because he's a master of leaning into memes and making his content accessible in different forms. And anything that limits that, even if there's a strategy behind it, I just have some skepticism, but it's certainly interesting to watch.
Long story short, new era of Irrelevant Podcast. We are now an NFT. Only one of you can have it. And I will be taking bids on my website, CameronString.com.
Look, you just gotta sell one of them, Cameron. We just gotta sell one of them.
Scarcity, man, drives value up. One of you give me $1 million, we'll do this podcast. Okay. All right. What do you have, Jamie?
Okay, we've been talking about COVID today as, the anniversary is coming around. And right now, we mentioned this earlier about the hesitancy around some Black Americans wanting to get the vaccine. We know for lots of reasons of things that have happened in our history. But actually, the least likely faith group in the U.S. to get vaccinated goes to, drum roll please, white evangelicals.
Of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
Of course. It said, a new survey from Pew Research said that 54% of white evangelicals definitely or probably plan on getting vaccinated, and that was the lowest of any group surveyed. 64% of Black Americans will definitely or probably get vaccinated, and 77% of Catholics and 71% of the religiously unaffiliated are going to get vaccinated. Atheists are actually the most likely to get vaccinated, with 90% saying that they want to get vaccinated. So, there's a couple of reasons for this.
Yeah,
maybe
tell.
one of them.
Why?
One of them is because white evangelicals are overwhelmingly Republican, and Republicans are far less likely to get vaccinated than Democrats. In fact, according to this survey, 83% of Democrats either plan to get vaccinated against the virus or already have been, compared to 56% of Republicans. So there's a big gap there. But Dr. Moore, we talked about him. We talked about him before on the show, and he wrote an article recently that was I believe it was in the Washington Post, actually. And his final paragraph of this was this. I'm going to quote the whole thing from him because it's so good. He says, "We have all lost much during this pandemic. For Christians, one of the most awful aspects, apart from the deaths of those that we love, is the isolation we've had from one another, along with our feelings of powerlessness to change the situation. The vaccines change that equation. By getting vaccinated, as soon as our time is called, we can actively work for what we've been praying for. Churches filled with people, hugs in the church foyer, singing loudly together with hymns that we all love." And then Dr. Moore finishes and he says, "At the same time, we can express our love for our neighbor, especially the sick and elderly, by getting this vaccine." He says, as evangelical Christians, we should all hear that challenge and say amen. So interestingly, Dr. Moore released that article. I believe that was last week. And then this research from Pew says that white evangelicals are the least likely religion group to get the vaccine.
Wow. Crazy. We're all crazy.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
So right now, I found a very interesting stat, and it says that the plummeting birth rate has experts wondering why aren't millennials having more babies. Like, we're having so few babies that we're not even at replacement rate, meaning that more people are dying. It seems like more people are dying than having babies.
Wow.
Yeah. Or I guess the rate of replacement is not high enough. So,
there's more boomers dying than millennials having kids.
Well, here, I'll read it because I don't want to misquote it. In fact, the U.S. birth rate is currently well below what's known as the replacement level, the ratio of babies being born compared to aging generations. That's and it says that's a crisis. This is from the University of Southern California, Professor Dow Myers. And so a couple things that they're wondering is maybe the main reason is that there's more women in the workforce now, which I think that's a good thing for women that, do want to work. But then at the same time, it's that, but then also the rising the rising cost of child care and different things like that. It seems to be contributing to it. So, I thought that was a pretty interesting stat, and they thought that we would get a bump because of the quarantine. But if the rising if the rising cost of child care and then also women in the workforce is an issue, then quarantine wasn't going to help that because everybody's struggling to financially make it. So I've known more women that have had to go back to work because their husbands have, either lost their job or some certain things aren't working out. So it's crazy. We're in a crazy time.
Yeah.
And there's stats that this generation is getting married way later. It's like 31 now as opposed to like 23 back in the day. And so there's a shorter window to have kids. There's less of a desire to have kids at that stage of life. It's interesting. Wow, that's crazy. So America's population is going to start going down over time is what it's predicting. That's crazy.
Hey, y'all get out! Y'all start having sex, man. Start popping these babies, man. We got to replace.
I mean, there's been a ton of crazy lifestyle changes just across the board, It really is just the way people are kind of living and thinking about how they're spending their time. Everything from, starting families and kind of, planning what their families to look like to just interacting with, people in their lives. It's been a crazy year. And it'll be interesting to see what eventually kind of settles back into what have been normative patterns and what's changed forever, including the birth rate,
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, we have the debut edition of the Relevant Culture Quiz with a special listener contestant. Stay tuned.
Don't you tell me you know me when you don't.
You're listening to Russ. The song is Misunderstood. Well, today's episode is brought to you by podcast creation platform Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor yet, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. There are custom tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every major platform. The cool thing is you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, it is time for
Relevant Culture Quiz.
Now, what is this game? Let me tell you, dear listener, we have a new game called the Relevant Culture Quiz. This is the pandemic edition of the Relevant Culture Quiz. Tyler Huckabee wrote these questions, so if they stink, don't blame me. But I will be your host today. Here's what Tyler said. For many of us, 2020 actually began in March. This has been 1 year this week since the quarantine started. So, you know, with us having to mask up, socially distance, and spend a lot of time at home, we all engaged culture together. We were streaming everything. And so this quiz is looking back at the last year of pop culture, the Relevant Culture Quiz. So joining us to play the game with us is, if you've been listening to the show for a while, you know, listener, the question of the week, there's always an answer by Ben Stroup. Joining us today, welcome, Ben Stroup. Hey, man.
Good afternoon.
Yo,
Ben, what's up, man?
Stroop Dog. What up, Stroop? They might call you Stroop Dog.
Ben, your head on video looks way different than your Twitter avatar.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. You definitely look.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You look way like cooler. Like I'd hang out with you in real video.
Dang.
But on Twitter, you look a little uptight. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Dang, bro. It's time to upgrade the picture, bro.
That's
Time
funny.
to upgrade the picture.
Ben, have you thought about incorporating a whimsical hat of some sort, or an ironic bedazzled vest, something?
I don't even know what my Twitter picture is, so I'm going to have to go back and look at it. I'm honestly not sure.
I think a very bold medallion prominently featuring like a bird of prey in flight would send the message that you want.
I think it's pre-beard for sure, though.
Yeah, it's definitely pre-beard.
It's pre-beard. I think that's what it is. Like when you got on here,
it looks like
you became a
like
Duck
an
Dynasty
engagement
guy.
photo. Yeah, a little engagement photo, like kind of like you and the girl matching white shirts and linen pants at the beach, sort of a vibe.
Woski.
We all did that.
Jesse
we
definitely did.
We
I
didn't
have
all
the photo.
do that. We didn't all do that.
All the white people did.
Y'all did that.
I have a picture of 21-year-old Jesse and Dana in matching outfits on the beach in their engagement photo. I have it in an Oprah Winfrey frame, and it is on my bookshelf.
In your house?
It was in the podcast studio for years, and I think it's
the local
funniest thing
photographer suggested blue jeans and white shirts, and who was I? I did not. You know,
Who are you to know what's good or bad?
Yeah,
so
the extent that if my photography is like the Sears Portrait Studio, like for a quick family portrait after a mall trip to JCPenney, her idea was fine. They're lovely photos.
They're lovely photos.
Aaron and I have the same ones,
Nah.
so yeah.
But are they black and white like Jesse's?
I think we have all kinds, but they're not on a beach. They were in a studio.
So
Yeah.
Ben,
Well,
all that to say, upgrade your Twitter avatar, or double down and get matching outfits.
Double down.
Can I just, I know we need to get to the game, but the best thing about that era of like engagement photos or family portraits wasn't just black and white on the beach, everyone wearing matching outfits. It was like when the photographer, it was black and white, but one color on the photo.
Yes.
So it's like everyone has like
Sepia tone.
one blue thing and that like goes through, it's black and white except for one color. That's a flex if you're the family portrait
Derek,
photographer.
I disagree that this is just a white thing, man. I have seen a lot of photos of every
Hey,
race
look,
doing this.
I don't know if it's a black or white thing. I'm just saying, y'all tried to lump me in that nonsense. And
It's not a Derek Minor
I'm just
thing,
saying,
is what you're
it may or may not be, but look, it ain't a Derek Minor thing. Not to matching. I don't think like low key, like if my wife has on the same color as me, I'm changing.
You're going to go change. All right.
That's funny.
We on, I can't do it.
That's funny. All right. So here's how the game's going to work. We have 5 rounds. We're going to do teams. So I was thinking that we would do Jamie and Derek versus Jesse and Ben. And so we're going to do teams. I'll ask each team a question. It's multiple choice. All of them but one are multiple choice.
This is about culture?
This is about the last year of pop culture. This is that we've all
Derek,
experienced.
Y'all just want me to lose,
I need you to
bro.
come through.
Here we go.
I'm just glad I'm not on Jamie's team.
Because I'm so bad?
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Ben. You know what? I'm glad you're not
You've never seen Die Hard.
I have seen Die Hard. I watched half of it, Ben Stroop, and then I said, I don't need to see the rest of it.
She bailed on Die Hard, Ben.
All right, so
okay, let's go, Derek. Now I'm in.
First question.
Let's
Here we
go.
go. This one's for Derek and Jamie. First question.
All right.
I'm throwing it to them because I know Jesse would get it right. Tiger King was one of the first TV shows to grab our nationwide quarantine attention by the tail and not let go. That's Tyler's writing right there. That's his copy. Riveting America with the strange, often disturbing, and always unbelievable story of big cat collector Joe Exotic. According to New York Magazine, Joe Exotic also attempted what ill-advised experiment? Was it saddle lions and tigers so park visitors could ride them like horses? Or was it translate the purrs, growls, roars, and grunts of big cats into a rudimentary written language? C, breed lions and tigers to bring back saber-toothed tigers? Or D, sell lions and tigers to Silicon Valley tech companies as exotic guard animals? What was the other ill-fated thing he actually attempted?
I'm going to be honest, Derek. It sounds like all of them.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm
an
right.
all of the above?
What was the first one?
Saddle lions and tigers so park visitors could ride them like horses.
I have
think that's the one.
I have a pretty high degree of confidence in an answer.
You think it's the first one, Derek?
I think, I mean, it's A.
Okay, before
Okay,
I
I'll go with
reveal
you.
the answer, Jesse, what was your guess? I just want to know.
My guess was, well, I think crossbreeding a tiger and a
He did
lion
that.
is a liger, for one. And two,
Yeah.
the thing that I think he would do is market them to Silicon Valley. He's a businessman, Joe Exotic. I think that's what it was.
Okay, the actual answer, you're both wrong, is C, breed lions and tigers to bring back saber-toothed tigers. He was trying to bring
I
back
thought he
saber-toothed
already.
tigers.
Okay.
There you go. Got it
All
wrong.
right.
All right, first
right.
question for Jesse, what's yours and Ben's team name?
Ben, what are you feeling, man?
Derek, you need to go with team name too.
I'm not sure. I mean, you're rocking an ORU jersey today, so we
That's
could be
right. They
like,
just made the tournament. We will be the Golden Eagles
The
in
Golden
honor
Eagles.
of Max Abrams and the ORU Golden Eagles.
my college, RIP, Cincinnati Christian, is no longer, but we were the Golden Eagles too, so we'll stick with
There we
Golden
go.
Eagles.
Look at that, Ben.
What happens to your degree when your college goes out of business, Ben Stroup?
I'm not sure, but I have a job, so I'm just going to hold on to this one so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good man.
That's smart. All right,
Smart
here's a
man.
question for the Golden Eagles. Timbaland and Swizz Beatz' Versus has become a phenomenon, pitting big name artists against each other in digital DJ battles. While there was some internet speculation that Ja Rule would face off against his longtime enemy 50 Cent on the show, Ja ultimately said it would never happen. What reason did he give? Was it A, Ja said he could never beat 50 Cent and didn't even want to try? Was it B, Ja said he could easily beat 50 Cent, so it wasn't worth his time? Was it C, Ja said 50 would be too mean and he wanted to keep it positive? Or D, Ja said 50 is only interested in making movies now and has no interest in rapping? The actual reason he gave for saying no.
I would have paid good money for this, so I'm not sure I know the answer.
This
What
one.
do you think, Jesse?
This one's tough. I think Ja Rule does not seem like meanness would, be a deterrent for him. I mean, he knowingly defrauded hipsters that came to Fire Island or whatever. Okay?
Right.
Like, I don't think he's worried about hurting 50 Cent's feelings.
Right.
I think if he's deflecting, it's because he's saying 50's got too much. He's doing other stuff. Music's my lane.
Right.
And
I thought the movies too.
Okay.
You think?
good. Yep.
So D is what you're saying. Lock
Yeah.
It was like,
D for the Golden Eagles.
Derek, do you know the answer? Do you have a thought?
I think it's B.
Okay, again, you're both wrong. It's C. Ja said 50 would be too mean, and Ja wanted to be positive. Yes.
probably because he knew how many words rhyme with fire.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Ben, I love it. Nice
50 would
work.
be too mean. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, here it goes.
Really?
Now, what's y'all's team name, Jamie and Derek?
I want to be. I just want to be a part of Derek's fan club. So what could our
Thank
What
you.
about we'll be because you're from Texas and I'm from Tennessee, the Texasians.
I like
the
it.
Texasians?
Yeah, we'll be the
There we go.
Texasians.
I like it. All right, the Texasians versus Golden Eagles. Okay, here's your question. The Queen's Gambit, which Jesse was so excited about because it's about chess, became Netflix's second runaway pandemic hit, telling the story of Beth Harmon, an orphan chess prodigy whose outward fight to become a grandmaster is matched only by her struggle with her inner demons. While the series, which is mostly set in the 60s, was lauded for its performances and lush design, what significant detail did it overlook? Was it A, the show's title, The Queen's Gambit, is said by the characters to be an advanced chess move, but the move itself more closely resembles a real defensive play known as the Armenian poltergeist? Or was it B, the show's finale featured a game in which the chess pieces are clearly from a novelty Star Wars chess set? C, the real Beth Harmon was actually a checkers prodigy? Or D, Beth couldn't have played in the World Chess Championship since women were not allowed to participate until the 1980s?
I've got nothing. Only guess I got is the last one, Jamie. So you may
I've got
know.
nothing either, but I watched half of the series, and again,
What's with
Ben,
you
you're
watching
gonna,
half
you're
of
gonna be a
stuff?
same thing. I know. I lost interest. I'm like, I don't really care what happens with the chess.
Beth Harmon.
I'm out. I never saw the end, so I
It
don't know
takes
what happened
place
in the
where
end.
I live, so I was all in.
Oh, nice.
Ironic twist, Jamie, Bruce Willis shows up in the second half of the series.
Does he blow the chessboard up?
Saves
Still
the whole
saves the
place.
day. It was there was a bombing threat at the championship.
At the
What's y'all's
championship?
answer?
Ironically, he throws Hans Gruber off of a large chess
You would have loved it,
monument. It's
Jamie. You
crazy.
would have loved it. You should have pushed through.
Do you
So I
want me
got
to
to
pick,
finish.
Derek?
Yeah, you could pick this one. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna. It's a total guess. I'm gonna guess that something was off with those chess pieces that they used.
No, D. Women couldn't participate in the championship till the 80s. I don't know, which totally undercuts the entire miniseries.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I really thought you were going to ask me who was originally going to direct that show forever ago, because you guys know I knew that. I think I brought it as a slice once,
Yes.
and I was hoping to win.
All right, here we go. Golden Eagles. Here you go. Taylor Swift released not one, but two pandemic albums, one of which was nominated for Album of the Year. If Folklore wins the Grammy in this weekend's award show, big week this week, Swift will become just the fourth person to have 3 Album of the Year Grammys. Who are the other 3 artists? Is it A, Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, and Paul Simon? B, Paul McCartney, Jay-Z, and David Byrne? C, Aretha Franklin, Bob Dylan, and Dave Grohl? Or D, Daft Punk, Mick Jagger, and Ray Charles?
Ben, what are you feeling here, man? Because I have a hunch. I have a gut. I have a hunch, but I want to hear what your thoughts.
I think I'm overthinking it, but the Ray Byrne, Dave Byrne, I don't even know who that is.
He was a lead singer of Talking Heads.
Okay. So then I was like, well, oh man, because Grohl's in there too. I don't know. This is not easy.
I think C with Dave Grohl because I think Nirvana probably won with Never
Right.
Mind. And then he probably won at some point with 1 or 2 with the Foo Fighters. I feel like that one crosses. Read C one more time, Cameron.
Aretha Franklin, Bob Dylan, Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
The answer is A, Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, and Paul Simon.
Does anyone have a point?
No, we trash at this.
0-0.
This is Trivial Pursuit expert. Like,
Y'all have 3 more chances to do this. Here we go.
Tyler Huckabee definitely did these questions.
The Texasians. Here we go. After several years of disappointing sales, Nintendo hit a home run in 2020 with its latest iteration of Animal Crossing, a gentle video game that features no fights or even any real action, just the opportunity to be mayor of your own little town. The game was a huge success, and according to Nintendo, what was particularly notable about the demographic of people who play? Was it A, people who play Animal Crossing are usually old, with the average player in their mid-50s? Or is it B, people who play Animal Crossing are highly educated, with over a third having advanced degrees? C, Animal Crossing's popularity skews female, with about 53% of all players being women? Or D, most people who play Animal Crossing are doing so at work, with a whopping 60% saying they're playing the game on the clock?
It's either B or D.
I was going to say B.
The answer is C. Animal Crossing's popularity skews female. 0-0. Here we go, Golden Eagles.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
One
let's
of
do
the
this,
biggest
Ben.
surprise TV hits of the year was Ted Lasso, a spin-off of a marketing campaign that followed the misadventures of an American football coach whose positive attitude helps transform the toxic culture of a UK soccer team. Jason Sudeikis got his start as a writer and then a featured player on SNL. Which president or presidential nominee has he not portrayed on Saturday Night Live? Here we go.
I was really excited for a Ted Lasso question.
Yeah.
George W. Bush, B, Joe Biden, C, Mitt Romney, or D, Al Gore?
Ben, I don't know.
I can tell you all about Ted Lasso, so we'll just talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Tyler
dude.
Huckabee.
Yeah, good Lord. McCain was an option.
George W. Bush, Joe Biden, Mitt Romney, or Al Gore?
I'm saying Al Gore based on visuals alone here, man. I don't know.
I'd say that's probably good.
And
but
so gets a square. D, Al Gore is the correct answer.
Boom!
What I meant to say, and Clark can go back and edit this, is absolutely it's that one, and we're so right.
We got that golden eagle spirit. You think we're on our heels, and all of a sudden, back on our toes, ladies and gentlemen.
You got that guy who can chuck a 3-pointer from anywhere on the court.
Yep.
Hey, expect
and we
a miracle,
needed one.
Golden
We
Eagles.
needed one,
Expect
Ben.
a miracle.
And we took it. We
Side
took one
note,
deep.
I've started Ted Lasso and haven't finished it, so there's that.
Oh my gosh.
That's why we keep losing.
Jamie is bizarre. At the end, Bruce Willis shows up. There's a bomb threat at the stadium. It's crazy.
And he
All right.
throws Hans Gruber off of a roof.
All right. Texasians, here we go. The Super Bowl, LV, Super Bowl, what is that, 50, 40? What was it, 55?
Okay, we watched it.
What was it? The Super Bowl halftime show saw The
55.
Weeknd dazzle audiences, culminating his astonishing decade-long rise from anonymous producer from his mom's basement in Toronto to bona fide pop superstar. Just this week, The Weeknd logged another major career milestone. What was it? Was it A, Blinding Lights? Clocked 52 weeks in Billboard's top 10, making it the first song to ever spend a full year in the top 10. B, The Weeknd was on the cover of Vanity Fair, becoming the first person to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, GQ, and Time in the same quarter. Was it C, his 2011 album House of Balloons returned to the iTunes bestseller list, making him the first artist to have 4 albums on the iTunes top 20 charts? Or D, his Tony nomination made him the first artist ever to receive nominations for each letter in EGOT, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, before winning a single one? Which was it?
Phone a friend.
You gonna let me just guess?
I know this one too.
Your guess good as mine. I maybe A. I don't know.
I was going to guess C because here's my thinking is that he was on the Super Bowl and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I like this guy. And I'm going to go back and find an album from 2011.
Bet.
Does that happen in life? Yeah.
Bet.
Okay, C.
So what we're learning here collectively together, because we want to draw lessons from our experiences in life, is if there's a question about a music artist, maybe go with the music artist's gut on it being A.
But listen,
Blinding
Derek,
Lights clocked 52 weeks in Billboard's top 10. First time that's ever happened. It was A, not
that
C.
does not. I was like, there's no way that's the first time that's ever happened.
It's the first time it's ever happened. It's an entire year in the top 10. That's
can
crazy.
I know something?
I think Tyler messed up.
Yeah,
Derek, but you weren't confident.
Happened like this week.
I wasn't
Don't throw me
confident.
under the bus.
I wasn't confident. I just said I told you your guess is good as mine. I just like I don't know.
Well, okay. I want to note one more thing about these questions from Tyler. Okay, they get a question. The Weeknd performed at the Super Bowl. Here's a question about the Weeknd. Me and Ben, the Golden Eagles, get one. Ted Lasso is a popular show. This show stars an actor. That actor used to be in this show years ago during the political time. That actor would sometimes portray these. Which one city? It's like saying there's a popular documentary out about the life of Britney Spears. Yeah. Spears resembled javelins. In the 1957 Olympics, the javelin competition came down between athletes from Germany, the United States, Nigeria. It's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. You found the most sideways way. Sure. You started as a pop culture question. I don't know what this is.
You're right. That's a good point. Live critiques, Tyler Huckabee's
Sorry,
game.
Tyler.
Okay, this is the one non-multiple choice question. Okay, you just got to know the answer. Okay, Golden Eagles, here we go. In April this past year, this TV show surprised chart watchers by dropping this villainous track on streaming services, where it quickly went to the top of the iTunes and Spotify charts, dethroning Post Malone and becoming a viral meme. What is the name of the TV show and the song that we're talking about?
TV show dropped a villainous track.
It says in April of this year. So I'm referring to March to March of the year.
Okay.
So it's a long time ago.
Dude, Ben, is it that weird Tiger King song? The one
I was trying to remember a Joe Exotic song.
Scenes with the music video.
That's a good guess.
It's hey, real quick. Think about what were you watching at the very beginning of quarantine? What were you just eating up?
Tiger King?
It was Tiger King, Love is Blind.
Okay. Final answers.
Let's go. You want to go Tiger King, the Joe Exotic?
Here, kitty, Joe Exotic.
Kitty, Joe Exotic.
Okay, so what you're not thinking of, and Derek Miner could probably remind us of, is if you have a project coming out later, you want to drop things to create anticipation and awareness long before it debuts. The song is WandaVision, Agatha All Along.
Only Tyler would know
went
that.
with that. Yes.
Everybody knows that one.
April of last year.
According to Tyler Huckabee's crack research. Yep.
There was a WandaVision song. The show alone is too confusing. Much less adjacent songs.
All right, so this is the last round. It's 1-0. So team Texasians, y'all got to get this.
Well, I'm not choosing, just so you know. Derek,
well, if it's about music, maybe go with Derek. If it's about books, you go, or Texas trivia, we can go with you. Okay, here we go. In December of 2020, Pixar released Soul, becoming one of the first major studios to forego a theatrical release for a major tentpole film and utilize Disney Plus instead. Don't make it racial, Derek. We're talking about streaming.
I'm playing with theaters. Like, bro, relax. I'm playing.
The movie utilized real footage of what beloved artist in creating its animated portrayals of live music. Movie utilized real footage of what beloved artist? Was it A, Leon Bridges, B, John Legend, C, John Batiste, or D, Anderson .Paak?
The video, it used live footage of who for Soul?
So the movie utilized real footage of what of those artists to then, do the animation in creating its animated portrayals of live music. Who did they watch and study to create and capture the live music experience?
And run it back. Who you say? John Legend,
Leon Bridges, John Legend, John Batiste, or Anderson .Paak?
I'm gonna go with Batiste.
That's where I was gonna go with, Derek.
Circle gets the square. They're on the board. John Batiste is the answer. Good job.
That's what your boy.
Let's bring this home.
1-1. Final question.
Coach gonna draw something up on the clipboard.
Come on, Golden Eagles. Expect a miracle. This is the one. Here it is. In March, French dance pop duo Daft Punk called it quits after an incredible 28-year run. While we've never officially seen the faces of the two men who make up Daft Punk, we do know their names, or at least we know the names they've given us, which are A, Pierre and Jean-Luc, B, Thomas and Guy Manuel, C, Pepe and Luis, or D, Hugo and Raphael?
Then I feel pretty confident in A here.
I'm with you, I think, but I doubt everything I know right now. So
I question everything, and unlike Tyler, who is evidently a member of every entertainment guild in the world, and asked them to send him the most obscure facts in existence as they relate to pop culture, I think this is our best bet, Ben. If you're feeling it, I'm feeling it. Let's go with A.
The answer is B, Tomas and Guy Manuel. So it's a tie.
Is there a tiebreaker?
No, there's not. No. That's all he gave us. Expect a miracle. Y'all missed out. It's a tie.
Well, Jamie doesn't know this. Spoiler alert. At the end of Ted Lasso, there's a tie.
Wait, don't tell me, because I am going to finish it eventually.
That's actually, that's good. That's true.
Sure.
All right, dude, thank you, Ben Stroup, for joining us, man.
Ben.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
All right. That'll do it for the debut of
Relevant Culture Quiz.
Well, before we wrap up, I want to thank Nate Bargatze for joining us. Make sure to catch his Netflix special, debuts March 18th, coming up this week. Man, there's a lot going on this week. A lot of good stuff coming out. You can follow him on Instagram at Nate Bargatze, Bargatze. It's worth it. He posts funny clips all the time. It's great. Also, make sure to check out the new issue of Relevant. The March-April issue 105, is out now. It's presented ad-free, and you can read it for free because of our partners, UHSM, presenting the issue. You can read more of our conversation with Nate Bargatze. It features a cover story with Johnny Swim, Hillsong United's Taya, Lakeith Stanfield, think pieces about climate change, gender equity in the church, Rachel Denhollander's work about sex abuse in the church. I mean, it is a packed issue, and it is out now. It's available for free. Go check it out at relevantmagazine.com/magazine. Thanks again to our sponsors, UHSM. Also, while you're at the site, stay in the know with the best stuff that's coming out each day with our top 5 trending pieces sent to you every morning with our new newsletter, Relevant Today, and also our daily Deeper Walk devotional newsletter. You can check them out both at the site and sign up. And if you're into the daily devotional thing, Deeper Walk is not just a newsletter and a post at our site, but it's also a podcast, a daily podcast. You can get the Deeper Walk podcast wherever you get your shows. It's out now. It's beautiful. It's great. You know, next week we should probably play a clip, Clark, so people can hear it. Deeper Walk podcast, Relevant Today newsletter, Deeper Walk newsletter, new issue of Relevant, a lot going on. Go check it out, relevantmagazine.com. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Jamie Ivey.
I'm defeated.
You tied. You didn't get defeated.
No, if you're not first, you last. What my dad said.
Except from Jesus.
Hey, we will see you all next Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Please, Michelle, I'm so sorry. Baby, come back. Please, what do you say, Quiet Storm?
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.